Morgan Stanley has just endorsed XRP's future, one of the biggest investment banks on earth. They see XRP as a legitimate rival to the global SWIFT system. That's what Morgan Stanley just put out a few days ago. It's not just noise, institutional validation at the highest level.
Morgan Stanley has recently made headlines with its evolving stance on XRP, a token that once stood on the brink of becoming the global standard for cross-border payments. While XRP was long praised as a threat to the SWIFT network and a solution to international remittance inefficiencies, the tide now seems to be shifting inside the very institutions that once praised its innovation.
Ripple's blockchain can settle payments in seconds across borders, something that the banking industry still can't do. Lower cost, faster speed, less fraud. XRP is built for the next era in global finance. That's why I believe so much in XRP. That's why I don't believe a lot of people when they talk about XRP, and this is what I don't understand, is that they'll say it's only $2. Now you got to remember there's certain thing is supply. Supply affects the price. Now if there's more supply of something, the price is lower. They'll compare that $2 mark to the 100,000 of Bitcoin and say it's nothing. But you have to look at supply as well.
Back in 2016, Morgan Stanley highlighted Ripple's technology as a top contender to replace SWIFT, pointing to its near-instant transaction speeds, lower fraud risk, and the ability to settle payments across borders without needing traditional banking rails. It was this endorsement, among others, that helped drive institutional interest in Ripple and XRP as the bridge currency of the future.
XRP has done extraordinarily well over the last 7 months. Extraordinarily well. It's poised to do a bunch of great things in the future. We see several banks talking about it. We see integration. We see secret SWIFT calls. We see all the signs that happening. We see Brad Garlinghouse in the White House. ETF's institutional capital circling around. XRP's growing role in ETF conversations. Mainstream capital is about to rush in. This could be a launch pad that reshapes XRP's price trajectory and investor profile.
CEO Ted Pick has made it clear that Morgan Stanley is actively collaborating with U.S. regulators to explore how crypto, including XRP, can be integrated into traditional financial offerings. The goal is not just speculation. It's compliance, custody, yield products, and digital wallets, all wrapped in a framework that legacy banks can actually work with. What's more, Ripple, the company behind XRP, has significantly expanded its global partnerships in recent months. We're seeing pilot programs, CBDC collaborations, and payment corridors light up in Europe, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia.
Now, this is bigger than just saying what speculation, saying what XRP is going to do. It's going to move from hype to reality and function. We see Japan's integration this year. The writing's on the wall for what's happening to this worldwide movement. Don't sleep on it. Legacy systems are being challenged. Big money is paying attention. XRP could be leading the wave of institutional crypto adoption. Now, some people come back and say, if the banks are making so much money on the inefficiency, why would they allow XRP to take it over? Now, that's the good thing I love about technology. And in most cases, with enough time, the best technology will normally win. And with the competitive state of the world, the banks that adopt XRP first will all of a sudden be a lot faster, a lot quicker, a lot cheaper.
Now let's talk numbers. According to a recent report from Bitcoinist, Morgan Stanley analysts and other market observers are tracking a sharp increase in whale wallet activity for XRP. Addresses holding over 10 million XRP have surged, a classic signal of accumulation among insiders or institutions positioning ahead of a larger move. This has led to renewed price predictions, with multiple sources, including Walletic analysts, suggesting a $6 price target by the end of 2025. That would represent nearly a 10x return from current levels, and possibly more if regulatory clarity improves in the U.S. legal outcomes with the SEC, ETF approvals, and crypto tax reform all hang in the balance, and each of them could act as a major catalyst for XRP. We also need to factor in XRP's recent decoupling from Bitcoin during key news cycles. Historically, altcoins follow BTC's price action, but XRP has started to move on its own news, driven by legal updates, institutional headlines, and whale accumulation.
It's going to cause every other bank's game theory to have to catch up. And when that happens, XRP will take over the worldwide economic system. It may take time, but it will lead the next wave of institutional crypto adoption.
One thing is clear, XRP isn't fading away. If anything, it's being tested. And whether it breaks through or breaks down will come down to what happens next, not just with price, but with trust, utility, and long-term adoption. Stay sharp, because what's happening with XRP right now, it's not just a chart pattern, it's the start of something bigger.